Good evening. Good evening. We're gonna go live in my two areas. Okay. Good evening, everybody. This is my late night motivation. So I just got off of an amazing call with my good friend, and we spoke about plans of a run that we're going to accomplish over these next 90 days. And really, honestly, it's more so about the consistency opposed to the intensity. But we are going to do what we say we're going to do. And that's what it really boils down to. See, anybody can make plans, anybody can say that they want to do certain things. Good evening, whoever's on here. But definitely, my whole frame of mind is that if you do what you say you're going to do, if you make a decision to pick a plan and work your plan, then okay, you will achieve what you want. So let me just back up and say this. My name is Maisha. I am on YouTube and I am on Instagram. So you're going to see me looking up and down. But really, honestly, I'm going to work smarter and not harder. And before I was doing like multiple different streams. And why not just do one stream at the same time? So this is my mindset. Over the thing is, we anybody could compress years of work into spurts, right? If you do a spurt of massive full on work, then you will accomplish your goals. Now, let's talk about goals, right? Because I think that goals and tangible goals are really important to have, but I really believe that it's really important to set goals on a consistent basis, but you want to write them down with pen and paper. You know, pen and paper is really important to have because you need to see it. You need to see it in your mind so it can pop into your reality, but you need to visualize and have the ability to see the unseen. Because if you could see it in your mind, then you could believe that it could happen. But at the end of the day, a vision has to be there, regardless of anything. Everybody has to have some kind of vision. Now, there's points and times in your life, like even this evening, I was feeling, you ever get pumped up and say that you're going to tackle on the world, you're going to accomplish amazing things, you're going to just hit it out the roof, and you visualize something. And then when it comes down to doing it, you don't feel like doing it. Well, here's the thing, successful people do what they need to do regardless of how they feel about it. You have to plan your work and work your plan. But what we do in our perfect world is we think that, we envision it perfectly. We envision it. We don't factor in the many different feelings we have. We go through 60,000 thoughts a day, and some people are hyperactive thinkers, so they could probably even go through more. But we have feelings, emotions, and a lot of the times there's that subconscious mind that's so powerful that tells you when you say that you're going to do something and it plays with your mind, the worst enemy is your mind sometimes. And you have to tell yourself, like, I could do this, I'm destined for greatness. I'm going to do this come hella high water. Distractions is going to come. Regardless of the distraction, you're going to say that you're going to do this. You're going to make it happen regardless of anything. So the funny thing is, I remember a long time ago, I remember Kevin Trudia was the first person that I had heard this analogy. And I know a lot of people talk about this analogy where a lot of the times people sit down praying. They may get on their knees and they ask God to give them a sign, please give me something that's going to change my life. But he used this analogy in the time where, there was like Katrina, right? And like a big hurricane was coming. And there was this pastor who had a church, and he really did not want to leave his church. So the thing about it is, he believed so much that God is going to pull me through, right? So what happened was the rain started to come. Actually, before it even started raining, there was like some deputies that came through. Hey, girl. There was like some deputies that came through, and the guy, the deputies came and was like, "Listen, Pastor, it's going to, be a big storm, so you definitely want to evacuate the premises." And he was like, "No, I'm not going to go anywhere because God's going to see me through." Right. So they was like, "All right, just make sure to stay safe. This is going to be a big storm. So do what you have to do to protect yourself." So then the storm started to come. The storm really started to come, and the water started to rise. It was getting really, really heavy. And then the pastor didn't really realize how serious the storm was. So he, there came some fire marshals and they came on a boat, and it was like, "Listen, Pastor, this is getting way over our heads. This is a serious storm. You see that we're here on a boat. Come with us now." And he was like, "No, because God said he's going to see me through." So they was like, "Are you sure?" He was like, "Listen, God's going to see me through." So they left. They left. And it was like, "All right, Pastor, just stay safe." So the rain just started getting harder and harder and harder. Now he had to get to the top of the building. And when he went to the top of the building, this is when it's like the military people came with the plane. Because remember, he at the top of the building. You at the roof now. This storm is real, like serious real. And he went to the top of the building, and the airplane came. And they was like, "Listen, Pastor, you have to come now. You have to come now. The storm is getting really bad. Everything's getting flooded. You have to go." And he was like, "No, God's going to send me through. God's going to see me through this." And they was like, "Are you sure?" He wasn't going anywhere because he knew God was going to see him through. Well, here's the thing. He died. He gets into the pearly gates, right? And he was like, "God, you told me you was going to see me through. Why? How did I die?" And he was like, "Well, I sent you three signs. I sent you the deputy sheriff who gave you a warning how bad the storm was going to be. I sent you, the fire marshals on the boat. You didn't want to go still. And then the last one was the airplane, and you still didn't leave. So now you're dead." So that's how it is. We get signs. So many times we get signs and about certain things that we want to do. And it's like evident signs right there, slapped in front of our face. And we don't take action, we don't take action on them. We just, we really don't take action most of the time. And because we don't take action, it's just like that story where you get signs, you get warnings, and you have to figure out what's that fine line on what you want to start accomplishing in life, because everything that you want just requires you to make a decision and to commit to it and get to work. But just know that there's always signs. You see how I gave you the analogy of this pastor who got three different signs that he ignored? Once you ignore it, there's nothing that can happen. Sometimes it just slips out of your hand and you get to a point where you're in so deep that it'll perish. So just know that if you want something, if you say that you're going to want something, it's really important to sit down and to really map out your plan. Map out your plan and just make that decision to go full on to make it happen. Because this is my stance. For years, I've done goal setting. But the thing is, I will always focus on the big goal. And the big goal is just a dream. But when you have to focus on the little ones, you have to break it down to actually make your small goals become big and make it become a reality. So with that being said, is you have to take that honest assessment of yourself. What areas in life are you lacking? Are you lacking, consistency? That's where most people fail. Consistency is it the belief? Because if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your actions, everything is going to start to follow. Everything is going to start to follow. So you have to have belief in yourself. You have to have belief in yourself, because if you believe in yourself, then you will start to accomplish amazing things. You'll start to accomplish amazing things, and your actions really leads from your belief. But remember, everything starts in your mind, and that's why it's important to buy into somebody else's belief. Yeah, buy into somebody else's belief. And before, if you don't have your mindset 100% developed, nothing's impossible. Before I started this live, it was so amazing that I seen this. And I feel like that's another sign. But before I started this live, I even have this cup with this quote. I was editing a Canva thumbnail, because as y'all know, I'm on YouTube and I'm here on Facebook YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So I was editing a thumbnail for this YouTube video, and I seen the quote that's from Nelson Mandela, and he says, Everything seems impossible until it's done." Right? So a lot of the things that you want may seem like it's impossible, but it's not impossible. Anything is possible, but you have to believe in the unseen. You have to believe in the unseen. You have to believe that you could achieve certain things. And once you believe that you could achieve certain things, then you will get it done. It's really just the belief, it's our belief systems. And a lot of the times that's why it's really important to take that honest assessment of ourselves. Because once you become honest with yourself, then you start to see that why certain things is not in alignment. Certain things aren't aligning for you. And that's when you start to have to branch out and get around other people who are doing better than you, because then you're going to start to see a whole different set of people that's making stuff happen for them. They getting shit done. Right? They're getting stuff done. But sometimes we would like to depend on ourselves 100%, and it doesn't work out that way. And as you know, the decisions that you made is why you are where you are at to this day. And that's why you have to find somebody to borrow their belief and start emulating and start taking action. And that's why I believe it's really important to get around successful people and to start doing stuff that makes you uncomfortable. You think even right now, like even right now, probably I was feeling low energy, and I made sure to do some things to just increase my energy. I have a product that I really love, and it's called NRG, and it's natural raw energy. And I took that, a while ago. It even see me, I really, and it's proven to me that when I eat clean, when I exercise, that's when I'm at my best energy wise. Drink a lot of water. My son's birthday was yesterday, and we had cake. I had cake today even. And to be honest with you, that contributes to my low energy. That low energy is not a good feeling. Having low energy is not a good feeling. And for me to accomplish my goals, I made it clear, like I have to eat clean. I have to make sure to keep myself in a good state, because once you start eating clean and mentally train your brain to not just take processed foods and sugars and things of that nature, you start to operate on a higher level. You start to operate and do things on a higher level. And that's why it's important to really take care of yourself. Like even the water that I'm drinking right now, it has apple cider vinegar in it. And apple cider vinegar, and I will tell you to do some research, but it has so much benefits in it too. And that's a natural energy booster also. So the thing about it is, it's just doing stuff differently. Because If you don't do stuff differently, then you're going to keep on getting the same results in your life on a consistent basis. And if I don't know about you, but I don't want to stay the same, I'm not going to accept mediocrity. And the thing about it is, I've done videos on this on a consistent basis. You don't know when your time is. Nobody knows when their time is. And we don't have infinite time on this planet. However, we just need to start taking action and start getting what we want in our lives, because nobody could do it for us. Nobody's going to come and save you and be like, listen, let me just put this money in your hand, or let me just give you this dream home that you've been dreaming about. You envisioned it, so you did half-ass work, and let me just give you this. No, that's not going to happen. And it all boils down back to that story that I told about the pastor, where he got 3 individual signs. But because he had in his mind that God's going to see him through, he allowed himself to die. And then God himself told him, but I sent you 3 different signs. And what you did, you didn't use your judgment. You just said, God's going to see me through. And that's how a lot of us is walking through in life. It's almost like we're playing the lottery, where it's like, oh, you got to be in it to win it. And I'm just going to, play this by chance. And it's not like that. You can't just, believe that certain things is going to happen by chance. It's strategic. But at the end of the day, you have a duty to yourself. You have your duty to your family. And no, it does not play to pay small. Like I said, I have the cup. I seen before I started this video through Canva while I was editing my YouTube thumbnail, everything seems impossible until it's done. And that's so true, because even right now, with a huge goal that my team has to work to accomplish, it seems like it's far off. But you know what? It just teaches us that we have to stretch ourselves. We're not going to get it by just talking. We're not going to get to that goal by just thinking about it. It's going to take massive action. It takes you stepping outside of yourself to hit certain goals. You have to step outside of yourself and get uncomfortable, and you have to do the mundane. Master doing the mundane. Master doing what's not easy. Doing something consistently on a consistent basis, and just knowing what the outcome is going to be. Knowing that the outcome is going to happen regardless of anything. But I really have an appreciation for life itself, because life throws us challenges, and it's up to us to really go through the process and know that we can have it all. We really can have it all. We could achieve amazing things if only we could believe in it. And you know what? Everything that starts off small will get big. It's just a matter of us being consistent, doing the same thing over and over again, believing that we're going to get it. We will. Anybody can have it. It's just knowing that you have to step outside of yourself sometime to know that you are going to be destined. Everybody know that they're destined for greatness. But the thing about it is, do everybody believe that they could achieve certain stuff? Are people too concerned and worried about judgment? See, a lot of people get held back, and Gary Vee is so huge for talking about this, where a lot of people are programmed to where that, they're too concerned about people judging them or what people's going to think about them. And at the end of the day, people's going to have their mindset and their belief about you, regardless of you knowing or not. They're still going to think it. They're still going to say it. But the thing that everybody needs to know is you are accountable for your own life. And this is where it goes back to saying that nobody's going to save you. We are accountable for our own life. Yes, there's principles that you have in your life that you have to live. There's certain principles, there's certain philosophies and there's laws that will have you be successful in life. But just know that in order to elevate and see increase in your life, you have to really just let go of the fear of judgment. Let go of the fear of what people is going to think about you. You know how many people judge the company that I'm with? Like, oh my goodness, all these people do is sell tea. Well, there's people that's earning millions of dollars selling that same tea that people are judging. But is that going to stop me from doing my business? No, and I can't do that. You understand? And I see it so many times where people be like, well, I'm scared of what people's going to think about me. And I could say that I've been in that space for a while. I've been in that space where I felt that, this person didn't say great things about me, and or what are they gonna say? Or and I was too busy thinking about like, oh, is this person going to join me, or this person going to feel away if I invite them, or are they going to like not be my, not accept my friend request, or they're going to ignore me? And you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you can't say the wrong thing to the right people. And there's people that's out there, that's your tribe. And there's people that's just not there for you. And everybody has to be okay with that. I was watching this video today and it was with the Red Table Talk where it says real friendships and in itself is really hard to find sometimes because there's there's people that's out for their own agendas. There's people that's, just not authentic and genuine. And me personally, I'm at a state in my life where I'm just for authenticity. I want people, I want to have real connections and real friendships, but I want to have connections and friendships with people who are in alignment with me. I don't have time for gossip. I don't have time for people that be talking about religion and politics and things of that nature. That's not alignment for me. Alignment for me is really speaking about how we going to start investing to get to another level in life. How we going to start accomplishing these business goals. And that's where I feel like that's where alignment goes. That's my definition of alignment. So I just think that if anything that I say, start setting goals. Start setting goals because goals is important to set. You have to believe that you can do it. But faith without works is dead. You can't say that I want something and you're not willing to work for it. Because remember, I always learn this, and I learned this in 2014, and it rang in my head where he who chases fantasies have poverty waiting for him, which means that if you just think that you can set this little mediocre goal, mediocre goal, and just, believe that, oh, you going to, hold on a second. One moment. It's my mother's birthday. One moment. Always like to be the first to tell somebody it's their birthday, and she does not celebrate her birthday, but I can still tell her it's her born day, and I love her. So at the end of the day, what I was saying, because I did get thrown off, but I did see the time. So, set your goals, set your goals. Just make sure that you believe in yourself and don't worry. I think that the most important one is to not be afraid of judgment because there's programming, people has been programmed to worry about other people. People has been programmed to just worry that, this person's not is what they're going to think about me. And to be honest with you, if you want to do something, it's your life. You're accountable for your life. But the thing is that so many people is too concerned about people shunning them, and at the end of the day, if you lose people, it wasn't meant to be anyway. That's not your tribe, that's not the people that was supposed to be your day one from anywhere. So my whole spiel is to just enjoy life. Life is to be enjoyed. Life is precious. Life is not guaranteed. What is guaranteed is death. But at the same time, life is amazing and it's something that we must live to the fullest. There are 7 continents in the world. Seven continents. And you know, people that, sometimes we have these fears that's created because somebody helped enhance our fears. I was speaking to somebody the other day that said that she's scared to fly. And when we boiled down and got to the root cause of everything, because her mom passed away, but her mom was the enabler to tell her, like, oh my God, you're gonna get on that flight. Oh my goodness, that's so scary and stuff like that. And there's a lot of the times where we're able to enhance other people's fears, or sometimes, like, say if you don't like to eat certain foods and then another person encourage you and be like, oh my goodness, don't try that. Like, oh, that's nasty. Well, you're enhancing that other person. But if you encourage somebody to be like, hey, get out of that mindset, you can't believe in that. You got to try this. With our children, we consistently tell them, try it. Try it. You never know. If you don't like it, you just don't like it. But if you try it, you won't know unless you try. And once you try, you will at least know that you gained that experience. And that's the thing. There's a lot of times that we enhance behaviors that could stick with us in life, that's doing us this disservice. And there's a lot of the times where we could enhance behaviors that will break the trend of the negative aspect of a mindset and start to create great ones. So back to the 7 continents, it's a huge world. And it's for us to be able to have different experiences, to gain different, it's really good to gain different experiences, and it's really good to just have the mindset that if we really want something, we could do it, but we have to step outside of fear. We have to step outside of the mindset that is scary. We have to tell ourselves that we're going to do it scared and be okay with that. But the things that you do in the moments where you're like fearful, that's when you start to see that amazing things start to come into fruition. And really, honestly, that's what I have experienced. The things that I did when I pushed past fear. Sometimes we check stuff, mentally check out, and we check stuff off before we even accomplish it. And if you check it off, before you actually do it, then how are you gonna know what growth would have came out of it? We experience growth on a consistent basis. So don't just check it off, like, dive in and submerge that, knowing that you're going to get a great outcome out of it. And you just have to just make it up in your mind that you're going to have fun and with the experiences. Because like I said, life is not guaranteed, but what you could do to guarantee is that you're going to accomplish greatness while you're here. And you're going to make a duty to really enhance and uplift other people on a consistent basis, because that's what a lot of people need. Be a blessing to other people. And the way that you could be a blessing to other people is to not play small, not playing small, play big, play full out, you know, just make a decision to live your best life, and you inspire other people by not paying small. I know that I personally making a commitment to show up. The first part of success is just showing up. Show up whether you want to or not, and then it's going to naturally start becoming a habit. When I started this, I wasn't at my fullest energy. And now I feel so much energy doing this. And I'm happy that I'm started to do this because a half an hour blew off so quick. I'm approaching the 30-minute mark, and I'm going to try to make these videos be, if I'm doing it by myself, there's going to be times when I have videos that I'm doing with other people, but I'm going to do them different times. It's not going to be any set time. Sometimes it's going to be in the morning, sometimes it's going to be evening, but I'm trying to do 30-minute videos. If I'm doing videos with other people, it'll probably be like an hour or so. But definitely, I'm just grateful that I did it. I feel so much energy. I'm just happy to know that I'm going to stick with my commitments and I did something that I intended to do and didn't change my mind on it. So I want to thank everybody that did hop on here. I did see a couple of people that popped in and out. For Instagram, I want to thank everybody that did watch this live and who will watch the replay. I really appreciate that. But I want everybody to just make the decision to get that pen and paper, write down your goals, and plan your work and work your plan, and you'll start seeing amazing things start to manifest into your life because we are all destined for greatness. We just have to make a decision to we have to just make a decision to visualize, figure out what we want, and we'll start seeing amazing things start to manifest into our reality. So, with that being said, this is Maisha. I want to thank you so much for continuously watching my videos. I will be doing more lives and have an amazing evening. So, I'm going to end one stream. So, I got this thumbnail done.